Hey guys, how's it going? Sul here, and welcome to episode 21 of the Ultimate Ironman Progress. I'm a lot more scared for this episode than I originally thought I was going to be, and that is for one reason. I thought Tithe Farm was a lot faster than it was, or than it is, I guess. Or at least what I'm hearing. I just started looking up at the guide, starting to learn it, because I plan on doing hopefully everything in the bottom row here. That's 750 points, and I'm now reading that instead of this taking me a few hours, maybe 6, people expect you to get about 70 points an hour, which is almost 11 hours of Tithe Farm. On the bright side, that means we're going to get a decent amount of farming XP. Unfortunately, we're not at the highest tier of seed, which means we're getting between half and 2/3 of what we would be getting if we were 74 plus, but oh well, I guess I'll just bite the bullet since I'm wanting to do this anyways. I'll at least try it out, and if I really can't stand doing everything, I'll either break it up into pieces or find something else to do before I want to start Slayer or something. Do some more thieving, I guess. But the focus of this episode and what I want to do is, of course, get all the rewards in the bottom row here, and also do all the achievement diaries that I can. It's a less than I thought. Technically, I can finish, as in I have all the requirements for everything up to the medium diaries. But there are some that I don't want to do, such as the Mauritania hard, or medium rather, because it involves killing a terror dog. Doing so would unlock them as a Slayer task, which I do not want at the moment, as long as I'm at a master that can assign them, so I'll be putting that off until a future date, as well as a few other things like quests, like Rag and Bone Man 2. I don't want to finish because that would unlock Mogers, which I can only imagine are a terrible task, etc., etc. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can do Tithe Farm according to how these guides work, and come back with an update regarding how I feel about it. Oh, I'm also going to collect papayas every now and then, because something I completely forgot to note. We have a little over 3 mil from thieving in the Nightmare Zone, or in total. 2.8 mil is in Nightmare Zone. The coffer there, and in our bag right now is this. Watermelon seeds I'm saving for the Mauritania Hard Diary achievement. Curry leaves to protect those. Gear for Slayer. Kite shield's going at some point. Loop pass I'm saving for a tooth at some point. Palm tree seeds. That's the notable one. The payment for palm trees is papaya fruit. And I do want to make sure they grow because they're a high tier seed and they're needed for a couple of achievements. So I want to make sure I have the ability to ensure that those will survive. Anyways, back to the tithe farming. Oh, for the first time, I guess. If you walk away while you're watering something, the water keeps pouring out in front of you. Alright, there's the first set of seeds done. 100. It honestly wasn't super bad. It's just the quantity of points that I need that's going to be a bit wearisome. Is that a word? I feel like that's a word even though I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, let's deposit this. Which farming XP? 21k farming XP. Insane. See a bonus. Okay. 26 points. This takes about 22-ish minutes. However, since I don't have stamina or anything like that, I have to wait for my run to come back, which is going to take, a few minutes every time we run through this, because I do need to start at relatively high run energy, so pretty much if I'm doing this full focus, I'll have to take a break between each one, each round of 100 seeds. Otherwise, I can just go do something else. Because it takes so long, I always have a minigame teleport back here. I guess maybe in that event, it's worth teleporting away and pickpocketing some knights without the rogue outfit or something. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to end up doing that. I'll probably just, be lazy and AFK here a few minutes every round. But 69 farming, first level of at least a few. Probably several, actually, because I'm going to be here a while. This should be 70 farming. A couple more rounds of these. Also have some mahoganies that are going to be done very shortly. in like 40 minutes or so that'll be a very nice boost to the XP as well. The levels are just flying in. If we check all 3 of these mahogany trees, we should end up with 71 farming. Only 3 more levels until we're at the highest tier of fruit we can get from Tithe Farm. Which should be a significant boost in XP per hour, but I'm not sure how much longer we'll have to do it after getting 74, unfortunately. Either way, it'll be nice to unlock that, I guess, for a short little while. Another 100 fruit coming in. That puts us over the 200 point milestone, and so finally ditch all these watering cans and buy our first reward here, I believe. The can here. That'll replace the one we use for regular farm runs as well. Wait a minute. Do I need to spend points to charge this? Okay, the wiki has a changelog for it, which says in an update on the 21st of February 2019, the can can now be filled from any water source rather than using Tithe Farm points to refill it. Okay, so this here is a relic of the previous iteration of the item, which is fantastic because I didn't read or hear anywhere about needing to spend points to recharge this, so that would have been probably a waste of 200 points, honestly, because I wouldn't have wanted it if I had to keep coming back here to, you know, get more points for it. But anyways, yeah, we're about, 2/7 or a little over a quarter of the way to our full reward setup. Just need the seed box, the herb sack, and the auto weed. 550 points. We have 8 left, so still quite a few more runs to do. But I will take an intermission to get my herblore up through Diaries, because we need that in order to need 58 herblore, that is, to be able to even purchase the herb sack, let alone use it. And another farming level right after on the next run. 72. Here is 73 farming. This is one of those grinds that is really not good for your hands, so I don't know how I'm going to address that. Typically I take a break, do something else, either around the house or find another game to play that involves like a controller instead of a mouse, because my mouse hand is obviously the one that needs to recover from this situation. That being said, I have been trying to incorporate more mouse keys, so I could use my other hand as well for things like thieving. That's super easy. For this, it's a little less easy because, I still have to use my hand to move the mouse, so it doesn't fully take the strain off of it, but helps a tiny bit. Anyways, we're up to, if you include the amount we spent on the can, 338 points out of 750, so we're nearing about the halfway point. Next game will put us basically there, I think. So we're honestly moving faster on this than I thought. Do want to mix in Diaries here at some point. I also have to look over and make sure there's not some annoying stuff that I'm missing, like farming related things, because that would be a bit of a pain. So I might do that now while I'm taking a bit of a break. I decided to take a bit of a break from Tithe Farm to pick up some scrap XP to push us over the threshold to get another level on the next run. And so I took a bit of time to pickpocket some master farmers, got a few seeds that way. And I'm getting 4 run hour seeds in a fairly short amount of time, so I went on an herb and a limpwort run for those 4, and I also got 8 limpwort seeds, so taking care of those as well. I do need 3 seeds for achievement diaries in various places still. Those are mushroom spores for bittercap mushrooms, a belladonna seed, and a poison ivy seed. Those are all pretty rare from master farmers. I'll probably go back to master farmers anyway at some point in the future before I end up actually needing those to complete diaries, because I think those are all part of hard diaries. Yeah, looks like it. And I don't plan on completing hard diaries for quite some time. But anyways, some of the seeds are more common from things like farming contracts. I do have a farming contract right now, and that is for dwellberry seeds, which is another reason I went to master farmers. Actually, it's more convoluted than that, but I won't get into it. So I am going to just plant these, hope they grow. Oh, right, it's a flower patch. Got very confused there for a minute. Gonna hope these grow. Just gonna use super compost instead of ultra because it's not really worth it. I have 8 seeds. If they die, just a little bit of time and annoyance, but obviously hoping they live. My main motivation for pickpocketing though was jute seeds, which I need for the Candron Easy Diary, I believe. So I am going to probably go do a couple of these and go back to Tithe Farm. One run later, coming in with 74 farming. The levels are just coming in hot this episode, aren't they? That is the highest tier of fruit for Tithe Farm unlocked. I think our XP is going to go up like 80% or something between the tier 2 and the tier 3 seeds, so that's very nice. Next level is going to be in like 3 runs, I believe. Might need a 4th in there, I'm not really sure. But anyways, we have Tears of Gothic unlocked, or ready to go, so I'm going to go do that. Gone are the days of getting multiple runecrafting levels every time we come to Tears of Gothics, but the XP is still nice. We had about 7.5k XP left until 48. So we got technically more than a full level, I guess, since we have less than that to 49. But anyways, kind of cutting it close to prayer, actually. I'm not going to be the most upset if it starts going into prayer. And if somehow in the future we can start landing tiers on herblore instead, I will be very happy about that. But seems unlikely given our current situation. Weird spot to get the level, I know, but I was just a tiny bit off here after my last run. So I decided to finish off by planting a few more of these seeds here. That is 75 farming. We can now grow magic trees, which is going to be very useful because there are a couple of diary requirements, or at least one, that requires you to grow or plant a magic tree, something like that. And we have 3 seeds, so that'll once again help us clear out an inventory spot. Well, looting bag spot in this case, but pretty much the same difference, the long-term storage. Alright, I skipped 76 because I wasn't able to record very well, but there is 77 farming. I almost said 75, like we went back a level or something. Anyways, that is the last level we're going to get, as we're only 1 game away from finishing out all the rewards that we're able to get. I'm not going to buy them immediately because I want to save space, and I won't need these until I actually get into Slayer a bit more, but I did want to get this out of the way while I was able to, and it's nice to have the can. Just so I don't have to worry about filling up stuff as much while I do tree runs and all that. As is tradition, I completely lost one of the clips that I recorded, the previous clip, in which I explained that I finished up Tithe Farm, and I also planted my mahogany saplings, my last 3. So after that, we'll be moving on to the 7 teaks I have left. Yeah, so I have 508 points, something like that, in the Tithe Farm reward shop now. But I will not be spending points on the seed box or the herb sack until I'm ready to do Slayer, because really that's where those items are most useful. And as it stands right now, to have them in my inventory would be a burden, so I'm just not going to bother with it right now. I am now working on going through and deciding which diaries to do and, picking up a few of them. So my inventory is full of hunter stuff because there are a bunch of different hunter achievements that I have to end up picking up. So I'll be back with an update regarding that. Alright, first diary we are claiming the rewards for are the Fremenic diaries, easy and medium. So we got Sea Boots 1 and Sea Boots 2. The only real notable thing we get from this is 1 daily teleport to Relica, which I believe takes us here. So that'll be possibly useful for a couple things in the future, because we can always buy these boots at Purdue if we need, but for now they're getting dropped. I think it's only 200 GP to reclaim them from Purdue, which is really not that bad. So let's chuck this XP into herblore, as we're going to do with everything. 56. Does that unlock? Yes, super energy mix, but we're never going to make that, so it doesn't matter. And another 7.5k into herblore. About 11k left to go. Next up is the Karen and Kebos easy and medium. A couple of small rewards here. Notably, I believe, yes, the Blessing 2 has a +1 prayer bonus, and that's worn in the ammo slot, so if we're doing something that doesn't require ammo, basically not training range, this can act as a +1 prayer bonus, which, you know, is as good as we can get right now, and the only way we can get better than that is the blessing 4, I believe. So let's go ahead and chuck these lamps in herblore. We're not going to get a level because we're just outside of range, but apart from that, we also have 5% chance to mine 2 dense essence blocks, which will come in handy later for rune crafting, as well as we have 5 daily teleports to the Crown Woodland. I hate when they, like this Fremnic Sea Boots, only have like, oh, you can teleport 1 time or 2 times. I think 3 for the easy and 5 for the medium, as they do with this diary, is, you know, good enough. This doesn't have a lot of use compared to a lot of things, which is maybe why they did that, but something like the teleport to the Tithe Farm for like herb runs and such, that, like, you get it at either the medium, yeah, I think you get it at the medium because I can use it now, but you can use it so few times and you can do so many farm runs every day that it doesn't feel like that actually exists until you get the elite done and it's unlimited. So, kind of wish they had buffed things in that aspect, but they probably never will. Just something you gotta live with, I guess. Next up is the desert, easy, and medium. You may notice that I'm doing some of these in quick succession, and that's because I went around and did a bunch of the tasks, pretty much all the ones that I could that were fairly easy. Because a lot of the tasks are similar, like, you know, hunt a bird. So I had bird snares, and I want to do all the ones that involve birds, and same with like net traps, and I still got one more that uses this teasing stick, for example. But yeah, so I just went around and did all of that. So once again, the lamps into herblore, and that will get us to 57, just 1 level off of my goal for the time being. And I want to reiterate that this is the main reason I'm doing this, the herblore XP, I mean, because, as I'm kind of pointing out here, these diaries don't really have any useful rewards. It's just that we'll have to do them at some point to get to the better rewards for the hard and elite diaries. So we might as well pump the XP in herblore right now while we can to get some of those early levels through. Like I mentioned in the last clip, there's another situation where we get 1 daily teleport to Narda, and other than that, this diary doesn't really do anything for us. Other only notable thing is the Pharaoh Scepter can now hold 5 charges after the medium diary, but, you know, we don't have one and probably won't have one for quite some time anyways, and even then we wouldn't really use it, so yeah, another useless one for now, but it will potentially get better in the future. Alright, there is the easy and a medium. Kandarin diary's done. Also I had a couple more, as you can see. I'm gonna go claim the Lumbridge immediately after this. By the way, I'm not going over these in too much detail because they're kind of samey across all accounts, and they're not altogether that interesting. One thing I will note is that I thought you needed the gout tuber for the hard Karamja diary, so I plan on doing the medium. But it looks like exchanging gems for machete is the one that you need the gout tuber for, which is a massive pain, so I might look at doing that sometime later today. It's probably going to take like over an hour though, which is a bit of a pain. Let's see. I don't know if there are any other ones that are all that interesting to talk about right now. I can technically do, well, no, I can't actually. I'm close to being able to do the Falibur medium, but I'm putting that off because I don't want to unlock Mogers as a Slayer task, and Scarecrow. I needed watermelons, but I have those now, so I can do that one at some point. And I don't have a tooth half for my crystal key quite yet, so that'll be bottlenecking us for probably quite a bit. Anyways, let's claim this reward. Couple of notable things here is this acts as a light source starting at tier 1, which is nice because I don't have to go to my house every time I want to do Tears of Gothics or something, go through the caves to get a bone crossbow or anything like that. I just have to pay Purdue 200 coins to get the headgear back, which, you know, is about the same amount of money because I would have to buy a law rune anyways, but saves time. Anyways, that's another 10k XP going straight into herblore. A little bit off of 58, but we're just about to go pick that up. Most notable reward from this is that past the medium rewards, we're going to get 10% more marks of grace from the Sears Village rooftop course. I don't know if I'm going to end up unlocking the hard diary before I end up training there, because that would increase rates, but I guess that's something I can see about in the future. Next up are the Lumberage and Draenor. Is that what they're called? Lumberage and Draenor, easy and medium tasks. So a couple of things here. We get a couple of free casts of low alchemy, which I don't know if I'm going to be using, but nice to know. I don't know if that upgrades to high alchemy later on. Oh yes, apparently after the elite tier, but that doesn't give XP, except apparently in Mage Training Arena it does give XP, so something I guess worth noting there. In addition to that, we also, at the medium tier, get a 50% run restore 3 times a day. I don't know if there are quick options to, yes, energy here. So that's 50% run energy 3 times a day. And we also get 3 teleports to the Cabbage Patch near Tithe Farm, which is this teleport right here, which is as close as we can possibly get to this farming patch. Everything else is ridiculously far away, even if we do the minigame teleport, which is often on cooldown for me. I'll be like somewhere around here by the rat pits, which is quite far away, or I have to like teleport to Falador and run all the way down. Lumberage is even further, etc., etc. So, maximum 3 farm runs a day, herb runs I guess, with this. It's going to be very nice. Anyways, let's slap the XP onto herblore again, and that takes us over our goal of 58. So, yep, we can now use the herb sack, which is what I was going for. But I am going to continue with a few more diaries because, you know, I might as well get the XP. Guess I'll go claim the Falador one since I've done up to the tier that I am willing to do for now. Oh, I was going to say that I actually had to do the run all the way through to where the Dagonoth Kings are for the Fremenic Medium Diary. And I think having the Explorer's Ring just equipped in my ring slot, 1, it's a prayer bonus which helps. And 2, having the run energy replenish is going to be very helpful because it'll save a bit of time waiting around for my run energy to come back, because I will not be able to run all the way through, especially with armor and stuff going on there. Anyways, let's pick up the easy reward for Falador. I'm going to drop this immediately. You can recharge 25% of your prayer once a day with it, and that's not helpful in the slightest, so onto the floor it goes. Another 2.5k XP into herblore. Oh, I completely missed this, but we got 1500 total level, which also reminds me, we passed 30 million total XP, and I didn't even notice, but nice little milestone there. Kind of crazy that I have this much XP. Kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, most of that's thieving and fire making still, but you know how it is. By the way, if anyone gets annoyed with me using we in that fashion, I saw a Reddit thread about this the other day where people were kind of annoyed. Not about me, obviously, but in general. If it annoys you that much, let me know, and I will make an effort to say I more instead of we. I decided to put the some of the new diary rewards to use in the Explorer's Ring and Already Cloak. I know we got that a few episodes ago, but putting those to good work in a couple of herb runs here. I had 13 Renar seeds. I just wanted to clear those out of my inventory to free up some of the looting bag space for the future. And since I'm going to be making prayer potions to clear up the Renars as well, I figured I might as well grow the seeds and, you know, clear up 2 spots instead of just the 1. I'm also going to make some super strength potions to consolidate this space as well, from the quorums and limpworts into just 1 spot for strength potions. As well as that, I've planted my palm seeds, all the ones I can plant. I don't have access to the other 2 patches, so I can only plant 4 at the moment. I'm going to wait for those to grow, then replace one of them with this one, pick coconuts as often as I can until I can pay for these magic saplings and this dragon fruit seed. I'm going to need, I think, 90 coconuts in total, so it'll be a couple of times around the block until I'm able to do that. But yeah, the whole reason I did this was because I had all my combat stuff, my looting bag, most notably, like Dragon Scimitar, and a couple of the diary things that I want to do involve combat, most notably pest control and then chompy bird hunting. So I was like, you know what, I might as well do the whole shuffle, clear up a few spaces while I'm at it. I think I completely forgot to mention why I did the whole looting bag thing. Sorry for how scatterbrained these clips are, by the way. It's just, I guess, the nature of doing diaries. But I needed to make 20 mahogany planks in one go at the sawmill, so I needed a bunch of free inventory space for that. So that was the last task I did for the Varrock Easy and Medium Diary, so let's go ahead and turn that in. Notable reward from this is that, or at least the one I'm going to employ most often, most frequently, is when you mine certain ores. I think for tier 2 it's up to Mithril. You have a chance of getting 2 ores instead of 1, and the XP for both ores. So technically I should have gotten this before I, the first tier that is, before I ever did like power mining iron, but it's good to have this at my disposal now. And as usual, I've said this a dozen times by now, but XP into herblore, very close to 59. You know what I just did? I just spent like probably a collective 20 minutes getting around and preparing and buying a chisel and looking stuff up to start grinding out these wolfbone arrow tips that I need for hunting chompies for the Western Provinces diary. Except I'm not going to use those arrows. I'm going to use brutal arrows, which is why I bought the steel nails. Oh, what am I doing? I guess technically they're a little stronger, so I'm just going to use up the ones I have before making these brutal arrows with these nails. So I figured I would come pick up the easier reward for the Western Provinces, since there are benefits in the form of better chompy bird hunting. I don't know where this teleport goes, actually. Let me look this up. Okay, apparently that's not unlocked yet. Anyways, let's chuck the XP lamp onto herblore. That'll take us to 59. And we got a genie lamp as well, so I'm going to toss that there too. Yeah, so chompy kills I thought were going pretty quickly at first, and then I quickly lost hope when it had been 30 minutes and I had 60 kills. Need 125 for the next diary. However, I think I'm going to close out the video here. I know the Karamja Easy finished as well, but I don't really feel like claiming it right now. And it's kind of inconsequential because I don't think we'll get to 60 given the rewards we have left in the diaries that we can actually complete. So, that being said, I also want to keep the length of the video down. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Mostly just did a lot of Tithe Farm. I think it was like 10 hours worth. And then diary stuff, which is, you know, a bunch of miscellaneous time worth of miscellaneous tasks, really. So, next episode, I'm not entirely sure where we're gonna go. I did a little sneaky bit of testing my prayer method, which involves going to the Feryx Enclave or starting there, and ideally the method be run up here to the boneyard, grab things there, go to the Chaos Altar over here, use the bones, and then if you have the respawn point, which costs 5 mil, you would die, come back to here, do it over again. But I think it's not worth it without the Wilderness Hard Diary, and honestly I'm not sure it'll be worth it with the Wilderness Hard Diary because there's a decent chunk of time spent between going between the boneyard here and the Chaos Altar here that could be saved by running down to this obelisk and then teleporting to this one, going over here, and you'd be able to do that with the Wilderness Hard Diary by being able to choose which obelisk you go to. It's one of the hard rewards. That being said, I think most of the time spent, and something I overlooked in my theory crafting for it, is that it takes so long to get the bones, and I thought that picking up all the big bones that I could to fill an inventory would be fast enough that I would still have run energy after I had a full inventory, because I thought there was a collection of like 4 bones on this side that were all in close proximity and I could just go between them and they would spawn fast enough that I would just be able to cycle through like that. But they're more like one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And so I think it's going to take too long to run between them all, which pretty much means pest control is going to be the way I do prayer. I was kind of hoping that wasn't the case, and I think pest control is probably going to be decent like better than this later on anyways. So there were calculations to be made regarding like, is it worth spending the 5 mil for a temporary method? Because that's, after I do this method, I'm probably never going to use this respawn again. And that would be, it could take, let's say, a conservative 10 hours to get 5 mil GP, which pretty much always has a use, at least for the time being. Is this method so fast that it's worth spending 10 hours worth of money making? And I think the answer is no, unfortunately. I might talk about this in another video, just the theory crafting behind it. But just to give an overview of how my plans have been kind of shifting back and forth, because that is something I kind of want to cover in this series. So, anyways, bit of a ramble there, but if you've enjoyed the episode, feel free to give it a like, feel free to comment, ask questions. I'm always willing to answer. I've been a bit more active on Reddit as well, although I want to start a new Reddit account, given my kind of rebranding situation with YouTube that I've done over the past, few months or so. But yeah, that being said, once again, overview, Tithe Farm. We got all the words we wanted at the gigantic watering can, the auto weeding, and we have points stored up for the herb sack and seed box whenever we start Slayer. Got our herblore up by doing a bunch of miscellaneous achievement diaries. Desert easy and medium. Okay, everything here but they are doing easy and medium. I'll let you take a look for yourself instead of talking through it all. Anyways, this clip has gone on for way too long, so I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.